We're here at the ClickFunnels Funnel Hackers live event, annual event. It's been incredible, but we're not here to talk about ClickFunnels and Funnel Hackers Live. We're here to talk about the recession and when it's going to end. Look, ladies and gentlemen, the world seems to be falling apart because everybody on mainstream media is telling you guys it is. And yet we have over 8,000 entrepreneurs over here that are moving in rapid speeds, making millions of dollars. And I was just a part of the VIP experience room where all the speakers, everybody is part of, right? So you have another 100 and some odd entrepreneurs that are absolutely crushing it, just crushing it. They're going after it and they're just crushing it right now. Yet the millions and millions of the masses are sitting back worried about this recession. What do these people in these rooms know that the folks in mainstream media and the folks in the American public do not know and have not realized that's going on? What is the difference? What is the secret? And that's what we're here to talk about. Like, when is this recession going to end? When is it going to end in reality? And when is it going to end for you mentally and physically to go out and turn profits, start investing, and take advantage of what's happening in the world right now, economically and even with real estate? So look, the definition of recession is when you have two negative GDP reportings for two different consecutive in a row, consecutive earning periods. And our GDP back in the second quarter were negative, and I believe that the third one is going to be negative as well. Here's why. Now, if you guys watched my prior video, and I'll put it at the end of this video, but at the end of this video, I'm going to explain to you what we're doing to set up for the end of this recession. So I'll explain that to you guys at the end of this video. But let me first explain to you guys about the negative GDPs, the recession, and when it's going to physically and definition-wise end, okay? That's when mainstream media will start advertising it, okay? PS, by the way. And so right now, what's happened is that freight, if you guys watched my last video, has went down substantially. Over $20,000 to create one container from China to the US less than 2 months ago. Now today, only $7,000 and still dropping. So import-export has opened up, but not early enough to get a positive reporting for the third quarter. So I don't believe that there's enough freight that's moved for import and export over the third quarter to be able to get a positive reporting. So here we're gonna have a third consecutive month of bad GDP reporting. And so that's gonna still sink us into a recessionary market, which means definition-wise that the earliest that we can be out of a recession, definition-wise, will be after the first quarter of 2023. So now that's only if the world doesn't blow up and explode and mainstream media doesn't put us in a negative place, right? And freight continues to be as positively distributed as it is right now from China into China and all over the rest of the world. And so interest rates have to go down because we're beating up all the other countries. 27 other countries across the world right now are getting annihilated because of what's happening in the American dollar. I was just with Ping Shu. If you guys know him, he has about 1 million followers on Instagram, and he is one of the biggest influencers in Malaysia. And so a great group of folks. And so I asked him last night, I said, hey guys, how is your dollar being affected by the United States right now? He goes, oh bro, we're getting killed right now. He told me like that. And I said, why is that? And I just wanted affirmation. I knew why, but I wanted affirmation as to why they were getting annihilated. He goes, bro, you know how much? He tells me, bro, you know how much a gallon of milk costs if I go to the grocery store and buy it right now? He goes, I'm paying like $10 for a gallon of milk, and before we were paying like $5 for a gallon of milk, so double. And so he was just talking about commodities and food, and he was just talking about how weak their dollar is because of what the United States is doing right now with inflated interest rates. So understand that over every 2 weeks, over the next, until the end of the year, you're gonna see another country every 2 weeks, either in financial distress and that is complaining broke because we're literally driving countries into bankruptcy, right? Like not physical definitional bankruptcy where they go and get a bankruptcy lawyer and the country files for bankruptcy, but they're broke. The government is broke. The country is broke because when we go in and we raise interest rate, it weakens the dollar the currency system, because the US dollar is a worldwide currency. It's a universal currency right now. And so because we are the leading power in economics and in money, anytime our money becomes more expensive, meaning that interest rates rise, to be able to pay interest on stuff goes up, our money, and we print more money, our dollar gets weaker, their dollar gets weaker, so all of the printing of money makes it weaker, plus we inflate interest rates, it really kills them economically. So any country that's importing or exporting oil are the 27 countries that just get blasted, okay? So that is one of the reasons and motivating factors that why the United States has to bring down interest rates as soon as possible. Now, does that mean that that's a year from now, 6 months from now? Well, if we get a positive GDP report in the fourth quarter at the end of the year, and then the end of the first quarter of 2023, then we're gonna be out of a recessionary market in a definition-wise. So expect mainstream media to continue to advertise this recessionary market for at least the next 6 months, because indefinitely, definition-wise, we will be in a definition-stated recession for a minimum of the next 6 months, okay? Has to, right? Definition-wise, we have to. Now, unemployment rate is going up slightly, but we're back to 2019 numbers. Again, this goes back to where we were back in 2019 with real estate. This is where we went back to. We're going back to where we were in 2019 economically, GDP wise, unemployment wise, in almost all sectors, which was a very stable market, which is the direction that we're actually moving in right now. So if you guys want to understand how you can take advantage of the market right now and what we're moving towards, just study 2019, because that's where we're migrating to. Now, as we get to that point, we'll see different economic standpoints that we didn't see in 2019. And then if you follow our content, you pound and subscribe to our YouTube channel, smash that thumbs up button, you will continue to get notified as economic changes are made, and I'll bring you guys updates as to what's happening. I'll be doing the research for you, and then I'll be doing cliff notes and bringing it to you guys live in layman terms that you guys can understand as to what is happening economically, so you guys know how to invest, place your money, and do what you need to do to continue winning in real estate and continue being able to take advantage. So you can come to like ClickFunnels Live and be with all these incredible people, entrepreneurs in this artificial world. These guys from Malaysia were like, you Americans are amazing, your mindset, the way you guys think. And I said, yeah, you're around the 1%, you know, because our mainstream media crushes most people in the world mentally. And you know, it's one of those things where our education system does it. A lot of you guys that are watching this are subjected to it, but yet you come into a conference with 13,000 people. I think there's 8,000 people in the seats, and I think 13,000 people have migrated through this conference. And when you see just the top 3% of brains in this room where they're entrepreneurs, and then an exceptional 1% of the population that are just straight up crushing it out there, you're led to believe that all of America, which is not a bad thing, that all of America is like that. So I tell them, you know what? You guys came into the perfect scenario to really encounter the best of what America has to offer, which is capitalism. I just wish the people that were born and raised here had the foresight to take advantage of it. So look, 2000, I promised you guys I would tell you guys how to position yourselves in 2000 to get out of this recessionary market. Affordable housing, ladies and gentlemen, it's the big migration that you guys need to be focusing on right now. You got to be focusing on the migration of technology, marketing, online marketing. That's where the migration is. Mainstream media is going to dwindle over the course of time. I remember sitting back and asking my Dex Yellow Page lady back several years ago. This is several years ago. And I'd say, hey, Becky, I said, so are you concerned that you're going to need a new job? She goes, why, Jerome? And I'd tell her, I said, because printed Yellow Page ads are a thing of the past. You guys are in the Stone Ages. You guys are doing business with the Flintstones. And if you guys know what the Flintstones are, one of my favorite cartoons as a kid growing up. I said, you guys are in Stone Age, man. Everything's going online. And she laughed. She goes, you're so funny, Jerome. And then a few years later, Becky called me up and she was selling real estate. Go figure, right? I said, what happened, Becky? Because every year for like 3 years, she would tell me this, she'd renew it, and she'd give me this spiel about how the ads keep going up because the space was so valuable. And I said, bullshit. I said, just renew at the same price or you could shit can my ads, I used to tell her. And I think I would tell her just like that. And so she would always renew my ads at the same price, and I think she'd get frustrated because they get commissions on the upsales, obviously, and I wasn't a fool of upsales. And then one year I forgot to sign the agreement to get my yellow pages in, and it was the biggest blessing. We were paying $2,000 a month for a stupid yellow page ad that I don't think was even bearing us a return. And when it went blank, I was pissed the day it went blank. And then 30 days later, I asked my team if it affected us, and our sales actually grew without it, and we actually saved $2,000 a month. So FYI, online marketing, ladies and gentlemen, it's the thing of the future. And that's why we're doing it with real estate, because it makes sense financially, right? And so it's where the world is migrating. So pay attention to what's happening economically. Ladies and gentlemen, freight is already going down, and the recessionary market economically is migrating at rapid speeds. 68% lower inflation is right now as to what it was the end of July. And so as you can see, we're going to be in a recessionary, quote unquote, definition of a recessionary market for the next 6 months at minimum. But economically, what are you doing to make sure that you personally are not living to the hype of a recessionary market? Click below, subscribe to our YouTube channel, keep following for more content just like this, and I will keep you updated on our real recessionary market and how you can position yourself to win in real estate, in business, and in life. Click below. I'll see you next time. Enjoy the day, and don't forget, go out and compound your success.